So today I'm going to show you how to make fried wonton. I actually created a hybrid recipe from 3 different recipes, and so this is what it has in it. It's got a half a pound of shrimp chopped up, and that's about 20 shrimp. A half a can of water chestnuts, which is, it was an 8-ounce can of water chestnuts. And then you want 2 stalks of green onions chopped up. And you want 1 pound of ground pork. And then 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. And then the last thing is a half a teaspoon of sugar in the back. So what you're going to do is you're going to mix all these into a bowl, and that's going to create your paste that you're going to put inside the wonton skins. Alright, so now I'm going to mix all the ingredients together. So I'm going to put the shrimp and the water chestnuts into the bowl. There we go. And then I'm going to put the green onions in here. Alright. And the pound of ground pork is next. Alright, and then all the small ingredients. So, sugar, half a teaspoon. So half a teaspoon. And the salt is 1.5 teaspoons. There's 1.5. And then we'll go with the soy sauce, which is 2 teaspoons. 1, 2, and then the last thing is the sesame oil, which is 1 tablespoon. One tablespoon of sesame oil. Okay, now what you want to do is just mix all this up. And that's going to create your paste that you're going to put inside the wonton skins. Alright, now for the wrapping part. So get your wonton skins. I use the New Hong Kong Noodle Company wonton skins. These are, I think, the best wonton skins out there. They work really well and they're pretty stretchy. So, but you can use whatever you want, you know. So take your wonton skin, and what you want to do, there's 2 ways you can actually wrap the wontons. There's like kind of the traditional way and I guess the Americanized way. So I'll show you both ways. So take a little bit of your paste, and what you want to do is put it right in the corner. And that's a little bit too much actually. Make sure you don't put too much, because when you deep fry them, if you put too much meat in there, it's not going to cook, and they're going to have raw meat in your wontons, and that's not going to be good. So about like that is good. Maybe even a little bit less actually. Probably something about like that. Okay, so put it in the corner, and what you want to do is roll it. Roll it 2/3 of the way. Okay, so there's a little bit of a corner hanging out like that. And then what you want to do is take your water, just a little bit of water, and so dip your finger in it and get the end wet, and then what you want to do is just fold it back and then paste it together just like that. So the water is just going to help the 2 ends stick, and that's it. So basically you just do this for however much paste you have, and then we'll get on to the deep frying part. Okay, so the Americanized way, this is I guess the easier way to do it. So what you want to do is just same thing, put it in the corner, you know, same amount, about the same amount, about like that. Yeah, maybe a little more, about like that. And then what you want to do is fold it all the way in half. Actually, yeah, fold it in half, but you need to put the water on the entire edge. It's like that, and then fold it. And press the edges together, so of course the water again is going to hold it. And then what you want to do is same thing, put the water at the end, and then just twist it. And it holds it together just like that. And that's your wonton. Alright, now on to the deep frying part. One more thing I should mention is for the skins, you need 2 pounds of skins for this recipe, so I forgot to mention that. So what you need to use is canola oil, and the way I basically test it to make sure that it's ready is I use a chopstick. Actually, also too, fill up your pan or whatever about 1.5 inches of canola oil. So that's what you're going to need to basically submerge the entire wonton in there. So the way how I tell it's ready is it's going to be hard to see, but what I do is I put a chopstick about halfway into the liquid, and you can see that, I don't know, you might be able to see that the stick is kind of frying. So when you put it halfway in there, that's how you know that the oil is ready to fry. Okay. So basically from here, you just take a couple of wonton. I do 4 at a time, and then just throw them in there. So you get 2 more. Toss them in there. Alright, so it's coming apart. So let them fry. And then you probably want to flip them over too after a little while, just so it gets evenly done on both sides. Try to if you can. And basically when they become golden brown like this color, that's when you know they're ready. So take it out, put it in your other basket, and that's basically it for frying the wonton. I'll show you how to make the sweet and sour sauce as well in just a minute. So when you're cooking the wonton and you've got the oil heated up, make sure that your heat setting is kind of on like a low setting, because you want to cook the wontons for a while just to make sure that the meat inside is cooked all the way through. Alright, so this is what they should look like when they're done, nice and golden brown. And you want to cook them for a little bit of time to make sure that the meat inside is cooked. Another note I didn't mention is if you want to make wonton soup, you can actually use this recipe as well for the wontons. And you can actually load up the wontons with more meat because, in a boiling soup, you don't have to worry about burning them. So you can put more meat in the wontons and, it'll be good to go. Alright, so here's how you make the sweet and sour sauce. So what you need is you need 3/4 cup of sugar. Here's the sugar. Alright, and then you're going to need 1/2 cup of ketchup. Alright, so here's your 1/2 cup of ketchup. So pour that on in here. Okay, and the last thing you're going to need is 1/4 cup of vinegar. So 1/4 cup of vinegar. There you go, it's about 1/4 cup. Let's put that in there. And then what you want to do is heat this up. So heat on about medium heat until all of the sugar is dissolved. Once the sugar is dissolved, you can see it's kind of liquidy. Shouldn't really be this liquidy, so what you need to do is take 1 tablespoon of water and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, mix that together and add it in here. And what that'll do is, you can actually add it in, in sections, so I'm going to add half of it and mix it in. And what that's going to do is that's going to thicken the sauce up. And it'll get it to the consistency that you want it. So that's basically the last thing you need to do, and then pour in your little bowl and you're good to go. Alright, and the last thing to do is just add your sweet and sour sauce to the bowl or wherever you're presenting it, and enjoy.